Hey everybody, welcome back to Darvanalee Designs Studio. For those that don't know, my name's Nicole Reed and today we are here for a stitch with me. We're working on Snow Village by Country Cottage Needleworks and we're doing the little snow cone cut. So let's get started. Good morning or good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me while I do a little bit of stitching this morning. I've already done a lot of mapping out for this one. It is pretty darn close to finished. As you can see, we've got just about everything laid out. I think I've got 3 more snowflakes to do up in here, but I thought I'd better get on and do a little bit of stitching so we can move this on a little bit because I would like to be at least started on the next one before the end of the month. So we've just been plodding along with this for our Stitch With Me each week. I've had a little bit of a break, and so now we're starting to get back into it. I've got a new setup, got a different camera today, so hopefully this one won't freeze. I was having all sorts of issues with my other one. It just kept freezing all the time, or like when I was filming, and it was just getting very, very frustrating. All right, so we are going to just basically go and do the rest of the crosses for our little snowflakes and whatnot. I've just mapped everything out, as you can see. Hopefully this is clear enough for you. I really would like to get back to using my phone, but I just cannot seem to find where this storage is on it. I've cleared everything out that I like, apps, the whole lot. Um, I've, like, I don't want to do a factory reset because I'll lose my pattern keeper, all the progress I've made on that. So I'm thinking that I might just have to sit there one day and get on my tablet and mark out, put pattern keeper on there and just mark out everything that I need to mark out and then do a factory reset on my phone because it's just ridiculous. It's not like I've taken just about every app off there except for the ones that, like, systems ones that you can't get rid of. So yeah, I don't know what to do about it. Short of going, I don't want to go and get a new phone right now because this phone is still working. And like, yeah, it's just, don't know what to do. It's very frustrating because while doing videos, like, either way, whether I go and get a new phone or whether I go and get a new camera, it's going to cost me close to $1,000. I don't have $1,000. So yeah, so basically, I just don't know what to do about it, and I've been trying to find a solution. So hopefully this one will work for a little while. It seems pretty clear from what I can tell. It's recording okay. It's not heating up. The other one that I have, while it's a really good camera, it just seems to be like when I'm recording, it's heating up. Even when I stream, it starts to get a bit funny and freezes as well. So I'm actually contemplating sending that back because I haven't had it for that long. I think I've had it for under 6 months. So yeah. And on the weekend I used my original camera and that was okay. That worked for the most part, but it doesn't, yeah, like I don't know. Anyway, it's just a problem that I've got to work through and whatnot. But anyway, we didn't come here to talk about my woes with cameras. We've got a camera right now and it seems to be working fine. It doesn't seem to be focusing in and out either, from what I can tell. There might be a couple of spots that it does it, but for the most part, it seems to be okay. The other one, it just auto focuses all the time, and I think that that's what's making it heat up, driving me mental. It was, but anyway, this is where we're at. I do have to work out how to film tutorials because that is where the problem is. I can't get a really good angle on the tutorials. The behind the scenes stuff, the stuff that no one ever knows about, um, is just painful. So yeah. But we'll get there in the end. We'll get there in the end. I am saving up to get a camera. I just got to, I've got to live in the meantime as well. I don't want to go and get credit. I don't want to get any finance for it, because if I'm going to get a camera and I'm going to pay a lot for it, I want to get a really good camera. So but it makes it really hard too, because without the phone, I can't even vlog, because it's just not letting me store enough on there. Like, it's only giving me like 10 minutes of footage and whatnot. Like, I tried to remove YouTube, because YouTube takes up on your phone. Like, I went and had a look, it's taking up like 12 gig. And I can't seem to be able to remove it. Like, I can put it to sleep, but I can't remove it. So I've got to work out, I've got to go and look at a few tutorials and find out how I can remove that from my device. It's very frustrating, like, because there's like 12 gig of data there that are like 12 gig that it takes storage space. So that gives me heaps to work with. Yeah, it won't let me take it out. I've tried like 4 or 5 times and it's just not letting me take it out, which is very, very frustrating. But anyway, it is what it is, as they say. All right, so they're my woes of the week. Camera, technology. Me and technology we need to separate. Um, what has been happening? The flag sale. Oh my goodness, the flag sale. What can I say about the flag sale? Oh, it is just going off. We're still we uploaded to Instagram the images for another 8 flags this week. So there is more and more people still wanting to do it, which is absolutely fabulous. We had our Zoom meetings and all that sort of stuff. That was absolutely fabulous as well. I have made some more progress on it and whatnot. I also am in the process of doing the magazine, so I've got to send out a few things today for that, and get that all sorted. That looks like it's on track for the 15th, 16th. So that's good. Like that there. So I'm pretty happy about that. That's cruising along. And that's what you want. You just want it to be just cruising along and all that sort of stuff. I've got a few little minor details to sort out. So hopefully I'll get them done in the next few days, and that should be all sorted. So just like, the puzzle page and all that sort of stuff's got to be done, and all of that. Now where are we? Over here. So hopefully that will be all finished by the weekend, and then I can get that off to the proofreader. So like I've got 3 more days to work on that, so that'll be good. It won't take me too long. You would have noticed if you're on Patreon as well that I have put up a couple of new releases, and also here on the Facebook, not Facebook, on the YouTube community tab. You'll notice that I've been putting up some new release books that are coming out. These books are they'll pop up just before they're about to be released and stuff like that, so they're new to the market. I've been reviewing a few for the publisher, so I've put the links up there for that, so you can go and check that out. So it's a really good idea to keep an eye on the community tab, because I will put notifications up there and stuff like that if things are going on, or if I've got to miss a video or anything. The camera has been the biggest issue this week, so we're probably going to get some back-to-back things in the next couple of days. And so we've got the Stitch With Me. I think I'm just going to do my floss tube fortnightly. That gives me ample time to work on all the things, because I don't get to like, I try to stitch every day, but I don't get to stitch every day sometimes, especially around the magazine time and whatnot. So I think I'm just going to go to fortnightly. So next week, you'll get to see what I've been working on. And of course, if I get some more mapping done on this, I'll do another Stitch With Me. So I may end up alternating between the two. You know, 1 week a stitch with me, 1 week a floss tube. We'll see how we go. I have a lot of stuff on at the moment, and I'm also going down to Brisbane as well for 3 weeks. So that's so I'll be down there from the 26th. So I'm going to take all the things with me. So I'll probably do a floss tube while I'm down there, because I will have plenty of time to do some stitching and stuff like that. What else is going on while I'm down there? Yeah, so that's sort of where I'm at. We nearly finished our project for the slow stitching set day, so excuse me, we'll be getting that all sorted and then moving on to our next project. I've pulled my whips out, and I've had a bit of a look. I've got one that I was going that is all stars and all the rest of it. I'm not enjoying it because it's such little pieces, and I'm not enjoying it, and I don't want to get all the way in, like half the way in, and just like not finish it because I'm not enjoying it. So I'm still going to use the fabric that I've got and use what I have there, but I'm actually just going to do it all at hexagons, because basically I'm creating these little stars that are going to go into hexagons, and I'm just not enjoying it. And truth be told, I was with a group of people, my lovely friends and everything, when I purchased it, and I think I just got caught up in the excitement. It's not something like, see, I've had it here for 2 years and I've done hardly anything on it. As much as I would love to do it, I just don't think I'm in the right frame of mind to do it. So I just figured, you know what, I'm just going to use that fabric. I'm still going to use the pattern. I'm just going to do hexagons instead, and just go from there. I'll still have all the papers and everything to use later on down the track. So, you know, and I think it's going to look absolutely fabulous either way. So that's sort of what I've done. So this week I've spent a lot of time just looking at my whips and what I've got there and all that sort of stuff. So I just figured, you know what, that's probably it's a better idea for me to do that, because my thinking is just to basically get this stuff done and get it out of the whip pile. And because I've got tons of other stuff I want to start, but unlike me, I want to get some of these whips done first. Because I've got several quilts up there. I think I've got about 8 that are in containers right now. They're my priority ones, so they're the ones that I'm going to get done. And then I think I've got a few other ones that are in a box as well. So once I start emptying these whips out of the containers that I'm using, then I can go and look for the other ones and get them in there and just start getting them done. So this year is going to be all about trying to get my quilting whips done, and reevaluating what I'm doing with those, as I've done with this particular one. So if you've been around for a while, you probably know which one I'm talking about. It's the Trip to the Stars one. I think it's absolutely fabulous, and I would like to make it that way, but I'm not super excited about it. And it's only a small one, so I think, you know, if I just do the hexagons, it's just going to be so much quicker to get it done, and then it's off the table, and then I'll be able to start moving through my whips. And there's a couple of whips up there that are going to be pretty quick to get through. It's just finishing off some blocks and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just trying to pull one out, because we're going to have a new segment called Quilt Tube, basically. So I'll have my floss tube where you get to see my updates, and I'll have, you know, my stitch with me where you get to see this update, and then I'll have the quilt tube side of things where you'll get to see the updates in my whips and stuff like that. So there'll be a little bit like, I'll talk about them, and then there'll be a little bit of B-roll and all that sort of stuff. So and at this stage, I think that they are probably going to be monthly, because you don't really make a lot of progress unless you're actually sitting down for hours and hours on end, and I don't have that time right now. So I think they're going to be monthly. And they'll go up on Patreon first. So they'll purely just be stuff from in the studio and whatnot. So I have got it down. It's sitting over there, taunting me. The first one that I'm going to do. But the first vlog that I do will be well, the first quilt tube one that I do will definitely be where I just show you the whips that I've got, what's got to be done, all that sort of stuff, and what I plan on doing. So that should be up next week, and then it'll be the middle of the month each month. Unless, of course, I've done a lot, then I'll drop it a little bit earlier. But yeah, it'll just be each month that I will do an update for that, and then that way we can make some progress on these whips that I've got sitting around doing nothing, basically, is what's happening. They're actually doing absolutely nothing. So it's best that I get them done, right? And what better way to be accountable? And I think I was going to do it. I was talking about it on Saturday. I think I'm going to do it like I'm going to bring Finish It Friday back. And I'm going to do it like that. So now where is this? It's down here. So yeah, I'm going to do it like that. I think is probably the best way to go. And then that way I can just get these projects done and out of my whip pile. Wouldn't that be fabulous to get to the end of the year and not have any quilting whips? There's some lofty goals right there, isn't it? Who is this girl that's talking? What lies is she telling? Oh, yes, well, best intentions, as they say. But I'm looking forward to it. Like, even if I get one or two things finished by the end of the year, I would be very happy with that, because right now they're just sitting on my shelf. I'm going to take a leaf out of one of my best mates' books, and that's Shell_trails on Instagram. And she does a little every day. Every day you see a post from her, whether it be a little bit of cross stitch or maybe a bit of both. You might see something that she's done on her cross stitch and something that she's done in her quilting room. And I tell you, I love her quilting room. That just all the pretties that are in there. It's absolutely beautiful. So maybe that's what I need to do. Just go, right, I'm doing this block. And this is what I'm doing today. And just finish my day off. Say at 4 o'clock, set the alarm. All right, I'm going to do a block now and just get that done, because most of the stuff is cut. It's just I've got to sew it together. Like I've got other ones that I was doing as a stitch along, which was the ages and I don't know whether I've got the patterns still or not, but it was the what was it called, 100 Blocks in 100 Days by Gnome Angel. And I was doing that, and I didn't even finish that. Like, I think I've done 50 of the blocks. So if I can't find, because I can't remember whether the pattern just drops into your, because this was years ago. So I don't know whether your pattern drops into your inbox or whether you get a booklet. I cannot remember. I'll have to ask Michelle, because she's done it several times. Because it's usually every year. I think last year it was the pattern was a little bit different, so but I've got that sitting there as well. And if I can't get the pattern on it, like I've got 50, I think I've got 50 blocks cut out. I don't think they're sewn. I'm probably completely wrong. I probably only got 5. But anyway, nothing like overestimating. So I think that I will just see what I've got there, and if I've only got a few there, then I'll just make a table runner and call that done. Other than that, yeah, I don't know. I can always just go, I guess, go and buy the pattern again if I can't find it. I'm pretty sure if you signed up for it, you got a booklet. I'd just have to go and have a look through my files, that's all. It's just not something that I've looked for a while, and it's not one that's in my whip boxes at the moment. So I've got these scrapbooking boxes, which was another idea from Michelle, to put my whips in. They fit your quilt whips in there. They're like 12 inches, and you'll see them over time anyway if you're interested in quilting stuff. But yeah, so I've put all my whips that I had access to that I've been working on, and they're all just sitting in there. So I need to basically just get them out and start getting those things finished. I've got 2 quilts that are almost done. I have a quilt that all I need to do is quilt it. And that's sitting over at the quilt machine. I've got a couple of quilts before I can do that, like customers quilts that I've got to do before I can do that one. So yeah, so I reckon by the middle of the year I should be able to have at least 3 quilts done. And I'm also going to do the binding as well for them at the same time, so they're not sitting there like my other quilt, because I've got a couple of quilts too that I've got to get bindings and put on. So yeah, I've got to find, there's one that I've got to find that I had some grey fabric for it, and I put it away, and I cannot remember where I put it away, and I'm just hoping that Savannah didn't end up using it, because it's the grey fabric that matches some of the blocks. That's the reason why one of the quilts hasn't got its binding on it. But yeah, like I've sort of formulated a plan, but I'm going to show you all the things that I'm not putting any time constraint on them, but they're the things that are high on my priority. They're what I'm going to work on first. So yeah, so I just thought, you know what, that's probably a really good way to get things done. So the first video, because I'm still putting everything together at the moment, the first video will probably drop next week, on Friday. That's in Australia, so it'll be Thursday night if you're in the US, or Europe. It might be early Friday morning for Europe, like really early Friday morning. So yeah. Because if it's, yeah, I'd say actually it'd probably be like the middle of the night, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, that it'll go up for the UK and some of Europe. And then the US and Canada will go up on the Thursday evening. And then here in Australia it'll go up in the morning. My audience has shifted the time that they watch YouTube. So my videos are going up a little bit later these days, because they don't need to be up so early. It's where because you should upload your videos in the back of house. It tells you when most of your subscribers are on the platform, and basically it gives me analytics to say, hey, this is the best time to upload your video, because you're probably going to get the most views on it then. I had a really good question this week too from someone that has been watching me for a long time. And I do apologize. I am terrible with names, and I actually do not have my phone in front of me right now. It's on charge. And it's updating, so I can't even use it anyway. But anyway, they sent me a message, and they have their own channel, and I will put in editing, I will put it along the in the description box down below, so you can go and check them out. And they asked me, what do you do like with your views? Like, are you getting it? What do you do when you get low views? Now, as I said to them, they get way more views than me. And that's just how it is. But I focus on the overall views across my channel, because my channel is a little bit different than just a cross stitch channel. Because I have tutorials and stuff. So I have people coming to the channel all the time, not necessarily to my video that I've just uploaded, but they're coming to my channel all the time for tutorials and stuff like that. So I've got, lots of tutorials here on how to make project bags and all that sort of stuff. And just general household sewing supplies and all that, like sewing items and whatnot. So my advice was, don't look at the a video that you just put up. Look at your overall views and what sort of views you're getting, on the daily basis and all that sort of stuff. And, ask yourself, are you still enjoying making it? Like, is it coming across on the screen that you're not enjoying yourself? Is that why your views have dropped off? Like they had like, on some of their videos, they've got like thousands and thousands of views, like 3,000 or 4,000. Some have got a little bit less, some have got a little bit more. And that, but averaging out, they've got about 2,000 to 3,000 views on each video, and then of late, their views haven't been that crash hot. YouTube generally goes in cycles. Oh, I just noticed I missed some stitches there. YouTube generally goes in cycles for those that are creators, and sometimes you'll get lots of views and then other times you don't. Now, if you go and look at the big creators out there and all the rest of it and do a bit of math, most times they'll put out a video and yeah, they might have, 400,000 subscribers or whatever. They'll put out a video, but they're only really getting 1 to 2% of those subscribers that are actually viewing that video. But even with, a couple of thousand subscribers, as this channel has, you basically look at the overall. How often are your subscribers coming back? Do you need to do something a little bit extra? Did you stray away from what you were bringing out? Because these can all affect what happens to your channel. Like if I decide that tomorrow I was just going to, and this is why I have a booktube channel, if I was going to start talking about books here again, I guarantee you my analytics will take a hit and my views will drop off. I can start talking about books, and even people that are watching this video now, because I'm mentioning books, they will click off on that. So so you've got to sort of ask yourself, yeah, you might have a handful of people that really like watching your videos and you talking about books, or you talking about, you might be a cross stitch channel, and then all of a sudden you start talking about quilting or knitting or patchworking. And then I didn't come here for that. I'm not interested in that. So they'll go and look for someone that just talks about that stuff. All of that sort of stuff actually affects your channel. But my advice to this particular person was, you have to ask yourself, have a look at all the analytics, like how many people are coming back overall, and instead of focusing on one particular video. And are you enjoying it? If you're not enjoying it, then don't worry about it, because one of the question was, I don't know whether to keep going or whether to quit. Well, you have to ask yourself what your main objective was. Mine was to build community and to help people not feel so isolated because of, where I live and all that sort of stuff. I understand that it can be quite isolating and whatnot. So that's the question you have to ask yourself. Like, are you still enjoying it? If you're not enjoying it, maybe you need to take a break. Maybe you need to just take a break for a little while and regroup and all the rest of it. The second one was, if you're enjoying it, just keep going. Your love of what you do will come through and people will gravitate towards you. Like there's plenty of times where I've gone, I don't even know why I do this. I just don't, you see other people that put out videos and they're not that, like they put out the best video that they can, but in the scheme of things, they're not, they're not up there. They're not clear. They're not concise. I mean, I have issues with mine, but like this looks pretty clear and you can hear what I'm saying and all that sort of stuff. But and it gets very disheartened when they've got like 4,000 or 5,000 views and you've put a lot of effort into your video or your tutorial and you only get 500 views. And I learned a very long time ago that I just need to not focus on that section of YouTube and just put out content that I love putting out. Like I love sitting here doing a little bit of stitching, knowing that there is maybe, 200-300 people sitting there stitching along with me, and not so much listening to me, because I honestly don't think I have anything exciting to say, but I often get emails and stuff from people saying, after I've put a video out, oh, it was so nice, I was sitting there and I was stitching with you, and it was so nice to hear about this, or it's so nice to hear about your family, and you've got some exciting stuff happening and all that sort of stuff. And that, to me, that's what makes YouTube worthwhile. Like I've met some amazing people through YouTube. I've met a group of women that if I hadn't have been doing YouTube, I wouldn't have started cross stitching and I would never have met them. And I was running retreats and they were coming to my retreats and stuff like that, but I met them originally through cross stitch and YouTube. And it's just, it's just it's amazing the connections that you can make. So you have to really ask yourself when you're doing YouTube, what are you doing it for? Are you doing it for lack of a better term, the glory, the fame that can come from it, the recognition, or are you doing it because it's what you enjoy doing and you want to share, or you want to share, and in like my case, I got no one else to talk to about it. Even Savannah's eyes will glaze over once I start talking about craft. No one wants to hear about it. My best mate, like that I've known for 40 odd years, still tries to get me. Like I tried to explain to her months ago, like she goes, oh, you need to get out more. I'm like, do you understand that I'm actually doing what I want to do? Like I actually enjoy what I'm doing. I don't need to go to the pub or whatever, like and it's hard for her because she's known me through all of the stages of my life, and this is the stage that I'm in, and she doesn't totally understand it because it's not what she does. It's not her thing. But that's what you've got to ask yourself. Are you enjoying it and all that sort of stuff? If you're enjoying it, just keep doing it, because what will happen is your passion will come through. And I often get I've got a lovely friend, Jenny D, and she says to me, she goes, you can hear that many years ago, she said to me, she goes, your passion, it just comes through. You're just so passionate about craft and whatnot. So, you get lovely comments like that from people, and it's really nice to be able to do something and people get just as excited as you and such and passionate. But if you're not getting that from YouTube, it will become a grind. It will become something that you don't want to do. Like right now, I'm struggling with a lot of creativity burnout. Like, what do I do on the channel? What do people want to see? And it doesn't matter how much I ask, I don't get those answers, because everybody will say to me, I already love what you're doing. So that helps in one way, because I know that you love what I'm doing, but in the other aspect, I'm not getting any ideas. So yeah, so it can be quite frustrating. Um, but as I said, I've thought about many times giving up and just not doing it. And I always come back to waking up the next day, coming out here and doing some craft and turning that camera on. So I guess I'm not going anywhere. So, I might take breaks from here from time to time, but that's okay, because we need to take breaks from time to time. We even need to take, holidays and stuff in our normal everyday lives. So, but yeah, that was my advice. If you like it, keep going. If you dislike it, then stop, have a break, reevaluate, and all the rest of it. And I think a lot of time, um, people really hyper focus on numbers and all that sort of stuff. I I have been, mildly obsessed with numbers and all the rest of it. I think my first 1,000 subscribers here on this channel was probably when I was actually, I think if I was truly honest and I think back about it, I'd say probably the first 5,000 subscribers is what I was like. I was just in awe, and I was always watching the numbers. I wasn't hyper focused on it. The first 1,000 I was, because that was exciting. But the first 5,000 I definitely looked at more closely than the numbers now. Like, I still check, and it's still exciting to make those milestones and all the rest of it. Like, but yeah, like it's really hard not to focus. And it can get very disheartening as well, like when you put your heart and soul into it and then you get nasty comments or you get a thumbs down. And it might only be one or two thumbs down, but I don't know, it just something about that it makes you feel like, oh, maybe I'm not doing a good job. Maybe it makes you start to doubt yourself, that little doubting Thomas that you have in your brain. Everybody's got it. Makes you start doubting that you're not good at what you do, or whatever it might be, like that annoying little inner voice that is so negative that you just want to evict it, but it just won't leave. So yeah, so sometimes you can fall into those traps by watching the numbers and all that sort of stuff, and you can get quite hurt, not physically hurt, but emotionally hurt by the lack of engagement and all that sort of stuff. I have just got over the last few years, I've just thought, I'm not focusing on this anymore. I just can't do it. If I keep focusing on the negatives and all that sort of stuff, it's just going to be more detrimental to me. And when I say just recently, I mean like in the last probably 2 or 3 years. I've been doing this for 5 years now. And it's probably been, I'd say probably since 2020 actually, is when I've just gone, you know what, I'm done. I'm done with the negative and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, so I just don't focus on that now. Basically my policy now is a dump and block. So that means I dump the message and then I block the person, and then they never have to see my face again. And that works for me. I don't know if it works for them. I don't give them the opportunity to know that. And I'm not talking about like, ideas or constructive criticism or anything like that. I'm talking about like flat out nastiness and stuff, right? I'm not talking about people that are going, hey, have you thought about doing it this way or whatever. If you are nasty about it and you're just flat out rude, then I don't have time for that. I don't have a tolerance for that anymore. But yeah, like, so my advice was, like I didn't think it was great advice, but this person actually really appreciated the advice and whatnot. To be honest, I don't have their permission to put up their channel and all that sort of stuff. I'm sure they'd appreciate the shout out, but I'm pretty sure that they don't want to know that, people to know that they're considering not doing it anymore. So, because that was in part of the message. So I probably won't put that up down the bottom. So, I've kept it pretty neutral right now. So I think I'll just keep it that way. But yeah, so it was good to be able to give some advice. And it was a lovely message that I received from them, saying that, they've been watching me for 4 years. They love watching my channel, and all that sort of stuff, and wanted to just ask me some advice. And my advice to them was, if you love it, keep going. If you don't, then stop, because there's no point in doing it. Life is far too short to do stuff that you don't love. And that's why I take breaks and whatnot from the channel, because, if I did this every day in, day out, you're going to get tired. You're going to burn out. You're not going to be happy with all the things. And it's just easier to, take a bit of a holiday and all that sort of stuff. And right now, the channel's sitting on around 32,000. I think we're at 32.7. Which is absolutely fantastic. I never thought for 1 minute that I was going to get over 1,000 people when I started this. So yeah, that's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's so interesting. Like, it's just so interesting. Yeah, it's absolutely wild. Like, I've just never thought for one moment that I would end up where I am right now. It's absolutely amazing to me, and I appreciate each and every one of you that watch my videos and come back and watch tutorials and all that sort of stuff, and share my content and all of those things, because YouTube sends, they've got this new little thing now through Studio that tells you like how many shares you've got over the week. And is it a week? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's over a week it goes for. And that's quite nice to see that people are actually sharing my content and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, because you don't know that otherwise. You don't know, because likes on YouTube and sharing of content is all anonymous. You don't get to see who that person is. You don't get to see who the person is that dislikes your videos and all that sort of stuff. I mean, and that's fine. Like, if I put out a video and I got hundreds of dislikes, well, then I know that no one wants to see that video. Like, there was something wrong with that video. I can grow from that. And generally when I do get dislikes and stuff like that, I go and have a bit of a closer look, and, is there something I could have done better? Is there something that I didn't mention? And all that sort of stuff. So it is good to get that interaction. At the same time, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, so it can hurt the feelings a little bit. Although I am a little bit tougher than what that sounds. So yeah. So hopefully my advice has helped this person, and they continue doing it, because from what I could see, their videos are great. And all that sort of stuff. I will, however, mention, like I'll just send them a message and go, hey, I did talk about it on my video this week and all that sort of stuff, but let them know that I didn't mention names or anything like that, and whatnot. So she might gleam a little bit, because I mean, you can only say so much in text message, right? So yeah. And we all have that moment as creators and whatnot. We all have those moments. Like last year, I took a lot of time off because I just I missed it. And that's what I was looking for. Like, was I just doing it out of habit, or was I really going to miss it? And I took time off, and um the first couple of days it was pretty hard. Like I'd say the first week, maybe even the first 2 weeks was pretty hard. But I took the time off just to regroup and all that sort of stuff. And I like what I do. Like, I like putting the videos out. I like the fact that, that I can teach people to sew and all that sort of stuff. This year, I'm taking a little bit of just a small break from tutorials and whatnot. When I see something fandangle that hasn't got a tutorial attached to it, I'll probably, share that, and after I've made it and stuff like that. But my main focus this year is it's going to be a year of whips, and I'm pretty much taking everybody along on the journey with me. So yeah, so hopefully that'll be something that you like and enjoy, and all the things that we do for YouTube comes across on the screen, and you enjoy it and have a lot of fun with me as well. If you would like to get early access, there will be some videos that won't get shared out to the public. You can always join our Patreon, and yeah, because you get the magazine and you get other things as well, tutorials and all that sort of stuff. I'm back to doing tutorials and everything for that this month as well. And I've got a couple of projects that I'm working on over there that are exclusive to Patreon for the time being, and then maybe they might get released, once they're finished and stuff, and whatnot. So yeah, there's lots of little bits and pieces happening over there. You even get to see a lot of what Savannah's doing as well, because she doesn't really share a lot of her stuff. But we have a Savannah's Crafty Corner over there. She shares all her bits and pieces that she's working on, and that she's been doing some painting, I believe, and she's done a little bit of journal work and all that sort of stuff. So it's been good. She's been sending pictures and stuff. So I'll probably just put a montage together, and I'll get her to do a voiceover on it or something like that. She's coming up on Thursday, so that'll be good if she could do that. But yeah. All right. Well, I think I've waffled on enough for today. This is the project that I'm going to work on today, so I'll probably end up getting this last little bits and pieces finished, and then hopefully before the next floss tube, I can map out the next block, because really all I've got to do on this is some backstitch, and then I've got 3 snowflakes, so I should be able to do that tonight, right? So yeah. All right, I'm going to say goodbye for today. I'd just like to say thank you, everybody, for joining me. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, keep getting lots of crafting done, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.